much you can do by working with an oppressor.
Sure.
At the end of the day, if there's a concentration of power and that person is used to that privilege and power, they will not give it up.
Yeah.
They will not. So we'll take it.
Can I ask you, I have a specific ask that I'm trying to achieve, but do you know anyone that's involved in economic development work that has been and probably will be continued involved in economic development?
The place that I would point you to is kingcountyequitynow.com. I don't know if that's particularly what you're talking about, but that's a black organization that's working to establish land trusts.
So,
because that is one of the problems. Is like, yes, like the police and lack of community oversight.
Yeah, it makes my.
That's always a good way to take it. In my language, we say yatehe, go in good spirit, or come in good spirit.
Well, how's it?
Yatehe.
Yatehe.
That's go in good spirit.
Go in good spirit. Yatehe. Go in good spirit. I'm telling you, man, you can learn all types of things when you're just around. Yatehe.
Yatehe.
Yatehe. There we go. I want to get it down. Yes. Whew. All right. I'm going to go to the other end and see what's happening on that side. Hey, E. Man, can't get a day. What's up, brother?
Good?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm
Good to see
great,
you,
man.
man.
Good to see you, too. Hey, so when I become a real photographer, I need a lens like that. That's amazing. Thank you. All right. That lens is fire. That lens is probably like 10 to 15,000 bucks. It's amazing.
Top Rock is on again.
We are coming for more. We are going to come for more. We will not stop. This is every day.
Whew. Yeah. All right. Thank you, E. You're right, Perla. That was a dope lens. Man, so
This is just one more thing that shows people they haven't learned a damn thing. Not one fucking thing.
It was a great opportunity for them to demonstrate their a lesson learned in de-escalation.
And weren't we talking earlier about how this was a chance for them to, like, today was actually a chance for them to show a lot of good faith, and we were seeing several.
You could run around everything, or try and hightail it, but obviously they know who I am, so I'm sure they know where I live. It wouldn't be hard for them to follow my feet and oh fuck, that's what I wanted to see. God damn it. Yeah, well, I'm gonna post up here for a while then. That's gonna really piss me off. Like that, I mean, everything here is pissing me off, but if they fuck with that,
They could leave the garden, right?
yeah, what bad thing is that garden doing? What negative thing is the garden doing? So ridiculous. Yeah.
Alright, stay safe over there.
Yeah, thank you. So So I'm gonna get my actual. I'm gonna try and get my actual camera out, my long lens, and see if I can get any sort of shots here. It doesn't look like they've touched anything of the garden yet, but I want to be ready to record that if they do. So I'm setting the phone down for a second here, and I'm gonna get my tripod set up, switch on my long lens. But yeah, if they mess with the gardens, that's gonna make a lot of people mad. Kim, I don't know if they are. They're definitely doing work in and around the gardens, but whether or not they just are dismantling it, I'm not sure. I have gotten notifications that Marcus has been tweeting stuff, but I haven't checked it because I've been trying to cover all this stuff. Well, they also said they weren't going to do a lot of things, and they still did it, so their word means nothing to me. I realize that this is SDOT, but still. Yeah, I trust nothing that the city says either. Alright, sorry you guys, I'm just getting stuff set up.
I've seen, like, there's a white girl here who's been just as loud, just as eloquent, just as angry, but they don't target her.
Yeah.
And you know who else they took? The musician. Remember the musician?
Who's been very vocal.
Right here in the middle, trying to organize people, trying to make something happen.
They took the musician.
They took the musician.
The guy that was up on the court, or the person,
the harmonium or whatever.
That was played with the bubbles and the whole nine. Yeah, they took.
We just got him yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's what Rick has to say over here.
Yeah.
We've heard it. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
What you just heard. Sorry. Weirdo. What you just heard is some people in the crowd talking about blocking this intersection now, and I can tell you right now that if anything, that was a sign of force, and it's, I think, their way of saying, hey, we're going to come out hard and we're going to come out fast, and we're going to F this dude up. Hopefully people get the message that we're not playing around for a pedestrian violation. So you can imagine if anything, even a step beyond that shows up, what they're willing to do. So I'm sure they got their orders, and that was, I'm sure, a posturing situation as a best way to show that they're willing to do what they do, which is what just happened. And you guys saw it on the film. You saw the recap. There's no denying with the film. It's right there. And that's what this is all about. All this live stream nation that we're part of, our entire movement here at Concrete is an opportunity for people to go ahead, capture it live with your own cameras, with your own phones, with your own viewing, see it for yourself, experience it, and then tell that story through an unfiltered lens. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what happened.
And I love that, like, people tend to they tend to focus on whatever we're doing in the moment, so when we were really upset about that and the cops, they're like, oh look, what do they say? CJ's now a protesting reporter now. Yeah. But then they completely ignore the fact that not 10 minutes before, we were just having a very interesting conversation with the cop, and anybody could have taken that conversation and be like, oh wow, you talk to the cops too much. So it doesn't matter what you do. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
But you know what just happened, which is something that happens all too often. So one of our commenters came in and said, oh, CJ is now just a protester with the camera, and I was like, if anything, what just happened will create something out of a person. If I was an innocent bystander, if I was just a guy walking down the street, didn't know about this, and I happened to glance over and see that happen, my immediate response as a human being would be appalling. I would be shocked. I would be at that point afraid to cross the street. I wouldn't want to do it if seeing that guy getting his ass beat for crossing the street. So what they do is they create something out of you. And I'm not just saying the police. I'm talking about any institution that wants to use violence as a means or tactic to get any results. They're going to create in the people around them as an entity that they're trying to fight. And that's not what they're doing here. They're talking about de-escalation. And so, yeah, if I didn't have a strong feeling before, I fucking sure as shit got one now. Absolutely.
And if you don't understand why, black people are so up in arms, just what CJ just said, you know, like it can create something out of you. If that's happened to you over and over and over again, not even somebody you're seeing on the street happened to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think people mobilize like this?
Absolutely.
That's, you know, they think it's about. Anyway, yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the speakers here, the gentleman was talking, he said that he's seen it with his children, with his father before him, with uncles, with brothers, he's seen it happen. So yeah.
It's a generational trauma.
Yeah, and it's exactly, he said any young black man at the age of 10 is already suffering from PTSD from the life they're having to experience here in America.
Hey CJ, I'm gonna let him take over for me. It's my friend Ryan.
Okay,
I just want to
Ryan.
smoke a cigarette and like just stay on.
You're plugged in though, remember?
I know.
You're all wrapped up here.
I know. Keep CJ in frame. Basically, that's it.
You never know what.
And
I'll let you do this actually. You're in your bag.
If Ryan got this secure.
And Sawant and some of the other stuff at City Hall, irregardless of what's happening here right now, those are still very real things. Maybe you can tell us what occurred, what's going on down there between Sawant and Durkin and anything else down at City Hall.
I know that's dropped to the secondary story at this point, but that being said, yeah, I mean, historically, Council Member Shama Sawant, and who represents District 3, which is Central District, as well as some of the the CID as well. She has always, her and Durkin have always had a bit of acrimony, towards each other. And that thing, went from heated to nuclear in the span of about 24 hours. Councilmember Sawant led a march on Mayor Durkin's home on Sunday.
Huh?
Yeah, it was
to the crib.
Right, it was to defund the police. Now, Mayor Durkin didn't take too kindly to that. And the very next day, which was Monday, she came out with a strongly worded request to Council President Lorena Gonzalez to essentially get Sawant expelled. So right now you got someone who's saying that Durkin needs to resign, be impeached, and then you got Durkin who's saying that Sawant needs to be expelled and kicked out. So I mean, I don't know if this is modern day Seattle or it's ancient Rome and who's Mark Antony and who's Caesar Augustus, but they beefing and it's drama and it's probably no end in sight, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. And right behind us, I don't know if they still have a camera over there. I think they might have moved it. But right behind us, if can you go to that camera, Daryl? So we see the blocks, the ecology blocks that have been here that kind of define part of the chop. They're actually being moved right behind us, so that's why we're speaking up. So, bro, it seems that like you said, this issue with Sawant and Durkin continues to throw, and maybe they're deflecting off of each other.
It's as City Hall turns at this point.
As neither of them, nobody's happy with either of them. You know what I'm saying? In some certain circles here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Durkin definitely has her detractors, and so does Sawant. Any words of leadership out of either of them?
I mean, that's a good question, man. I mean, I think at this point, other than sort of the back and forth, there hasn't really been, at least at this point, I mean, and they could have just tweeted something out, I don't know, since we are live. But, so far, as you check right now, so far, I can't say that there's necessarily been strong proclamations of leadership, if you will, at this point.
What do you think? I mean, because the chop is a symptom of a problem that's clearly here in the city. What do you think our city needs right now?
I mean, our city needs a lot right now, but I mean, I think right now, specifically, I mean, we need some vision and some direction of, okay, what do we actually want the city to be? What does this look like? We talk about unity, we talk about equity. What does that look like in practice, though, right? And how do we get there, right? There is no such thing as utopia, and there never will be, but what does better look like for the city in the sense that it serves everybody in terms of their basic needs and equitably, and everybody, feels safe. Everybody feels a part of this fabric of the city. What does that look like? Right. And I think that clear vision needs to be met, and then also steps on how do we get there.
Right. Now, the South Seattle Emerald, for a lot of people who might not have caught you on here a few weeks ago, maybe, and we got a much bigger audience now, maybe you can tell people a little bit about the South Seattle Emerald, your publication, and what you got going on over there and all that good stuff.
Yeah, thank you for the segue. It was created the Emerald 6 years ago to essentially amplify the voices and stories that weren't being amplified and told, from the South End and now from, other marginalized communities in this region. I was tired of growing up in the city and people only talking about the South End or the city in the context of it was, basketball and, Garfield High or Rainier Beach.
Bulldogs. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about Garfield High.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the Vikings either, but, RB all the way. Anyhow, though, our people would talk about urban blight or crime, but always missing for the most part was the actual stories of resilience and community and innovation that was going on in our communities. And so for us, we want to draw a light on that. They say, Plato said it best, storytellers rule the world. I say storytellers liberate the world, right? So what you see every day, what stories are told every day, those are the things that are important. Those are the things that construct our beliefs, and beliefs have consequences.
How do people reach the South Seattle Emerald?
I'm glad you asked. They can log on they can jump on our URL at seattleemerald.org.
SeattleEmerald.org. Yeah. And now, before I let you go, what stories are you personally or some of your editors over there chasing down that you'll be reporting back to us on here very soon?
Well, I'll just say, look out for some investigative reports we got on, going into City Hall and SPD. I can't say anything else about that.
All right.
And I'll just let that be that.
All right, we'll let that be that. Marcus Harrison Green. He always likes when we say his full name.
My parents gave me 2 of the 3, so they always want us to say it. So I appreciate that.
Publisher of the South Seattle Emerald. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to jump back into the footage from this morning when the SPD started to move the protesters out. You are watching the Morning Update Show.
And also put in the full streams on YouTube with the dates so that you can go day by day by day by day and see the entire timeline. So
yeah,
I didn't expect to be able to do that, but we just managed to have our consistency so on point that you can do
Dang.
that would help.
I would like to be able to get my streams on YouTube. They're kind of, it's a different, I feel like my streams are very different from everybody else's though.
It's okay though, no, it's good. I mean, people give me shit because I do my thing a little differently. They say, oh, you're not a real reporter because, and I'm not. I mean, I'm independent, obviously. I just came out and did myself. But I think the fact that, actually, that's a good example. My friend Corey, who does, or sorry, my friend Cody, who actually was one of the people that inspired me. He's very non-biased with his reporting, and after about 2 weeks or about a week of me doing it, he came to me and was like, "So what's your secret? How to get so many followers?" And I was like, "I have no idea, dude. I just speak my mind." And he's like, "I think that's what it is. It's people want to come in and either argue with you or they want to come in and hear that kind of thing." So
yeah.
No, it's not traditional reporting, but.
Yeah, I feel. Have you talked to those people with a giant camera, undercover backpack camera?
Can I use your lighter? My blunt went out.
Sure. Pretty sure I had COVID a couple months ago.
Issue that you're watching a video.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This morning when the cops came.
Oh look, my buddy Ryan's still on it.
Tear gas launcher is right there. That's the tear gas launcher. This is equipment that we haven't seen here in a while. To be honest with you, looks like a commander coming up here up front. We're gonna move over here to the side. We're gonna move over here. We definitely don't want to be in a direct line of sight here at the Seattle Police. What the police are saying is they're giving instruction for people to move southbound. Yes. A helmet. Fuck, man, I don't ever have enough gear. No, I don't want your back. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter too, and so, what we're saying here is it looks like the Seattle Police Department is going to move. There goes the rubber bullets. Right there. There go the rubber bullets right there. We've got tactical. Hold on, be quiet. I want to hear the second thing. Shh. Be quiet. Shh.
Roadways, obstructions to roadways and public rights of way, and to accomplish full closure and restoration cleaning of Cal Anderson Park. All persons who are unlawfully occupying Cal Anderson Park area, who are in the public rights of way or in the park, shall be directed to leave the closed area immediately. The Seattle Police Department shall enforce this closure and provide proper orders.
Did he say what the order was at 2 a.m.? I know he said 12 p.m. yesterday was Cal Anderson. He said there was another order at 2 a.m. this morning. The mayor issued an order at 2 a.m. So, no. So, let these guys work their job.
Is your body game on, sir?
This isn't an expression. It depends if they consider this an expression of civil rights or whatever it is. So basically what the officers are saying is that Mayor Durkin issued an order at 2 a.m. to be able to clear, I don't know, at 2 a.m. Oh yeah, there we go. She's right there. Where's the rest of our team at? Bro, you can't have it both ways.
Those areas in order to limit any obstructions to access.
Don't get us fucked up. That's all I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you. Don't get us fucked up. People give us space.
Immediately disperse, which means leave this area. If you do not do so, you will be arrested or subject to other police action.
Don't get us fucked up. I know. Okay. And we have, and so the order came at 2 a.m. It was a 2 a.m. order. Is when they're saying that the mayor gave an order at 2 a.m. We see SPD is giving instruction. SPD is giving instruction for people to move southbound on Pike. And let me just this one. You're going to get the gas mask? Okay, cool. Thank you. Huh? Yeah, of course everybody's surrounded. Here we go. Now this is, we see the bike officers are now moving off the bicycles. They're now moving off the bicycles. And now here it goes, move back. We know, let's go backwards position. They're in the move back position. They're in the move back. We've seen this before. We're in the move back now. Okay.
That's all you said. So, like, you're not going to be able to, it's in there.
The police are in a posture now to move back. They're through the northern barricade. They've assembled their line now on the northern barricade. The SWAT vehicle behind them. The bicycle officers are going back. Now what we're going to see probably happen right here is the bicycle officers are going to come and the bicycle officers are going to form their own barricade with the bikes. We're going to see the bicycle officers form their own barricades with the bike. They're going to use a posture. They're going to use a posture called move back with the bikes. Now, what I'm anticipating, we'll see here. But this is funky. This area is surrounded. It's surrounded by all sides. I don't know that we might be one of the only live cameras that are in here right now inside of the CHOP. So we've got SPD right there, and now they're tearing through the barricade. They're tearing through the barricade right there. Police are right here. Okay. They've got a SWAT vehicle right there. And we're gonna stick to the wall right here. We're gonna kind of stick to the wall. The pepper spray is getting ready to come. Officers. They're pushing them to Pike. Now they're saying that Mayor Durkin put an emergency order in at 2 a.m.
Now here's the thing is we got information. We got information yesterday, but we couldn't confirm it. We got information from dispatch.
They're not allowing us to exit this way.
Okay.
We have to exit through 12th.
All right, and we'll exit through 12th. Let's get over here on the wall. We're just over here on the wall. Yep. Right here. There we go. He got hit with a rubber bullet. He's been hit with a rubber bullet right there. Press. There we go. We've got it. Now the police are gonna form a police line right here. The bikes, they're forming their line, and they're doing a technique called move back. We're gonna calm down. It's a technique called here. It's called move back. It's called move back. They're getting ready to push it back. And we've seen this before. They're going to use the bicycles now. Yep, I'm moving, sir. They're going to use the bicycles. The bicycles are going to push forward. The posture is called to move back. We see the rubber bullets are out here. We see we see it's some kind of explosive out here. I'm going to tell you, everybody, it's hot and heavy. You know what I'm saying? We're now actually surrounded. So if we wanted to leave right now, we really can't. We can push back into 12th Avenue. We're gonna follow the police instruction here. It looks like we're gonna get swept out. There is something in the air. It's not strong, but there's something. Do you smell it?
Yeah, I can smell it already.
There's something that's in the air here. They're giving instruction for people to move the area. Our understanding, if anybody is talking to City Hall at 2 a.m. this morning, the police are saying at 2 o'clock this morning that Mayor Durkin signed an order at 2 a.m. for the emergency removal of this space here. Hey, bro, get away from him. Get away from this guy.
We're going.
Get away. It's all right. It's all right. People know we don't have any ill intent. We're here as the media. We've been here for 30 days. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, Bobby. Just calm down. Stop talking. Stop. Bobby, it's all right. We're here. But people, they
Well, as we can see, there was a lot of activity this morning, and it seems to be continuing throughout the day. Oh, it looks like
We're waiting to see if they're going to bring in a new sign that says Seattle Police Department, and if they're gonna put that up there. And I mean, otherwise,
got back to normalcy. That's what it looks like. The city, and the mayor's office giving that order. I heard on the clip there, saying that she gave the order at 2 a.m. to do this, and then everything kind of just popped off around 5 a.m. So a lot of things really happening early this morning.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like, so we got Matt sent this over. It's a statement by Attorney General William P. Barr on the restoration of law and order in Seattle. So
a lot of things really happening early this morning.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like, so we got Matt sent this over. It's a statement by Attorney General William P. Barr on the restoration of law and order in Seattle. So Attorney General Barr has issued the following statement. I commend Police Chief Carmen Best for her courage and leadership in restoring the rule of law in Seattle. For the past several weeks, the Capitol Hill area of Seattle was occupied by protesters who denied access to the police and other law enforcement personnel. Unsurprisingly, the area became a haven for violent crime, including shootings that claimed the lives of 2 young people, assaults, and robberies. As Chief Best made clear throughout the process, there's a fundamental distinction between discussion of substantive issues, including addressing distrust of law enforcement by many in the African American community, and violent defiance of the law. Chief Best has rightly committed to continue the substantive discussion while ending the violence, which threatens innocent people. Thanks to the Seattle Police Department, Capitol Hill parks, streets, and businesses are again accessible to the people of Seattle who may travel throughout their city without fear of violence. The people of Seattle should be grateful to Chief Best and her department for the professional and steadfast defense of rule of law. The message of today's action is simple but significant. The Constitution protects the right to speak and assemble freely, but it provides no right to commit violence or defy the law, and such conduct has no place in a free and governed society. And that's a statement from the U.S. Attorney General William P. Barr on the restoration of law and order in Seattle.
Wow, I mean, that's a lot he said there, clearly. I mean, but one thing I did hear, is giving Chief Best, some props for ending the violence, yet continuing the discussions that led to the unrest. And I do think that that's kind of what is needed right now, because you cannot just go back to the way it was. So, I thank Carmen Best for at least being willing to listen to the people and be trying to make some type of amendments with the people.
Yeah, well, something else that happened here. So we have footage right there when I was in that push back there, and I didn't even realize how many times I said "move back,
right,
move back." I mean, it's like it's ingrained. I'll tell you real quickly. Yesterday, they were actually editing. I was taking a nap. They were editing some footage. And, the speaker was up, I guess, loud enough for me to hear it, even though I was asleep. And on the footage, they're like, this is Captain so-and-so from the Seattle Police Department. You have whatever, the warnings they give the protesters who are covering it. And, man, the first thing I did is I woke right up. And I'm like, man, what's going on? It's ingrained in the head, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As many times as we've seen it. So another thing that happened, as well as the movement of the CHOP protesters, was over there in Cal Anderson Park on the play field and on the grassy field, and we put up Air Converge. We put the drone in the sky earlier when there was activity in the park, when the police were moving through the park. And so we have some of our Air Converge drone footage we'll go to right now.
Awesome.
You see right there, that's it.
What is justice? Is that too much to ask for? Treat us with respect. And us, in return, treat them with respect. Thank you.
Bless you, Rick. Bless you, man. Please declare peace over this area. Peace over you. Peace over the police officers. Yeah, man. Yeah. God is at work here. The presence of God is.
I'm a spiritual person.
I know you are. I know you are.
I'm a spiritual person.
I know you are.
I don't claim no religion. I'm spiritual.
All right, man. Bless you, all right?
I love God.
I know you do. I know you do. I love you, man.
I love you.
Keep up the good work, all right? Bless you guys. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, yeah.
That was nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Can we? So, all right, we haven't given an. I don't know if CJ did, but we haven't really given an update on what SDOT is doing down there. I can see that they haven't touched the Black Lives Matter mural. Yeah, there we go. People like that. So I can see that they haven't really touched the Black Lives Matter mural on the ground. You can see all the cones above it or around it, and it looks pretty much untouched, which is making me think that the cones were so that nothing drove over it, and it sounds like that was a tactical decision to not piss people off, because I'm pretty sure they would realize that that we would be up in arms about that. Now, beyond that, I can see a ton of SDOT trucks and dump trucks and all sorts of like bobcats and shit. It looks like they've cleared most of the barricades, I think. I can't see a single barricade. But one officer earlier told us that as soon as they're done up there, they'll be moving the police line back, probably back to where we used to protest at the Western Barricade from before.
That's why they train. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when they defund the police department, they gonna show them community. You from wherever you from, I'm from wherever I'm from, but when I talk to you, respect. Because that's how they train. They train like, you know, the military police? So they train like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying robots, but for them to carry a dialogue, they want to be able to trust you. You want to be able to trust them. That's all. Look at them carrying the dialogue over there. See that? Yeah. That's all you want. I pull you over. I'm law enforcement. All you want to be doing is be treated equally. Don't disrespect me. Don't put me down. Don't degrade me. You're a human being. So when I talk to you, all you say is, treat me with some dignity and some respect. Can I get that from you? All I want is some respect and some dignity. That's all I want. If I'm a black man, don't be threatened by me.
Well, then stop mooning them.
Don't be threatened by me. I'm sorry.
He said then stop mooning him.
I woke up at 4:30.
Bring this man a belt. Bring him a belt.
Bring me a belt. I got a belt, man.
Bring this man
I ain't trying to moon him. I ain't trying.
You fuck around and slip and fall on one of them sticks.
I'm trying. Look, if I'm a black man, you pull me over, can you treat me with some respect?
They should.
Can you treat me with some dignity?
They should.
I'm not your enemy.
Exactly.
Don't kill me for a misdemeanor. Don't break my neck. Don't shoot me for a traffic violation.
For missing tail light.
Don't hurt me. If I got a mental problem, don't kill me. Please, don't kill me. That's all we ask. Don't crush my neck for a $20 bill. I got a taser, I'm running away. Don't kill me. I've been here 24 days. I done had everything possibly happen to me. You name it. I done shot off rails in the air because somebody tried to hurt me with a 2x4.
People have any bikes?
All right, good to see you too.
We got people that are willing to march, but they're uncomfortable if we don't have at least some kind of bike brigade. Maybe they'll loan us some bikes, because they got bikes.
I got bikes.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
So check this out. I guess since we ain't gonna march.
We have one car, possibly two cars. It'd be great if we could get some bikes that can block us on the I got my car. I got my car.
Why y'all blocking off the streets?
Also, David went to see if he could rally some other people that are standing around outside the tape to see if they wanted to march, see if we can get more people.
Yeah, march. Don't.
But since we ain't gonna march, you guys can listen to me. Okay? Here's the deal. We came up here to protest. When this all started, we came to protest. The goal was not to take the police station. That building has never caused harm to anybody. What's inside the building has. And what happened is a bunch of people came in and they changed the narrative. And they opened up shop. Let me tell you something. This has been Capitol Hill all my life. This will always be Capitol Hill. This ain't no chop, this ain't no Taz, it's none of that. And you gotta think about this. There's people protesting all over the world for Black Lives Matter. What's going on in this world right now is new to everybody. It's new to the people downtown. It's new to our president. It's new to me. I have never in my life had this many white people fight for black people. I've never seen it before. It's new to them. Now they're mad. They're upset. They had to abandon their police station. They are here to take their police station back. It doesn't make a difference whether they're in there or not. We need to keep this protest going. Because if we walk away right now, we got nothing.
That's right, that's right.
We have gotten absolutely nothing but a bunch of promises. There's some people that aren't here now that while we were out here protesting, they were getting money in their cash apps. They were taking advantage of people. And it's sad to say that these were black people. This was not a time to exploit somebody, especially when you got people out here fighting for your life. They said that white people should shut their mouth. The problem with that is that it is everybody's right to speak up for injustice when they see it. And they don't need to ask somebody for their permission to do so. And you definitely don't put up a sign that says white violence, white silence is violence, and then tell white people to shut their mouths. That's confusing to me. Now that police station started kicking my ass when I was 14 years old. That's gonna be, they were never gonna give that police station up for a community center. I guarantee you that that's gonna be a police station long after we're all gone. It's not gonna happen. But all we need is our voices and our presence. And we can get what we're asking for. Now, I don't know what anybody else had in mind, what they were asking for, but all I wanted is I wanted black folks to be treated like everybody else when they encounter the police. And that's not too much to ask for. We should have never have had to protest to get that. It should have been automatic. I don't want to see no more black folks killed by the police. That's not too much to ask for. I wanted them to have their body cameras on from the time they start a stop until it's over, so that we know what went on. That's not too much to ask. And then you got these people that are saying, defund the police. Hell, defund them. But then you got these people saying, defund them because I have a nonprofit. If they take any money from the police, there's only one place to put it. Our kids didn't get a full school year last year. We still don't know when they're going to open. So if they take a dime from the police, the only place to put it is in education. That's the only place to put it. Because our teachers are already overworked and underpaid. When the schools open up, they'll be twice overworked and twice underpaid. Fuck a nonprofit, go get a fucking job. So like I said before, we can stand here and we can look at them all day and they'll look back at us. We would do better to march.
Where's the destination for the march?
Wherever y'all want to go.
Go to the West Precinct. What time is the march?
Sir. Understand I'm old. So we're going to need as much as flat land as possible. That's my only request.
That's all downhill.
But you got to come back up. But then I can get in my car and I can follow behind. I mean, I can still go.
Let's do it.
Oh, I can drive myself. But one thing we have to do is we have to be peaceful. We have to be peaceful, and believe me, Martin Luther King was peaceful and it didn't get him anywhere. It may not get us anywhere, but you know what? If we don't get what we want, at least I can walk away from this saying, I tried.
MLK was somewhere. They were nowhere. He was somewhere.
Well, when you started out Black Lives Matter, and then you had telling the police chief, we now want equal rights for women. By the way, if a woman doesn't know she's got equal rights, something wrong with her. Because that shit was passed 20, 30 years ago. That chief probably got so many goddamn messages, she's good and confused at this point. Did he go to sleep? Just make sure he was awake. Anyway, I appreciate you white folks coming out here marching for my black ass. I really do appreciate that. I do. I've never seen this before. This is my first protest because I always figured nobody cared. But when I see people all over the world fighting for me and my black people, and I tried to tell these people when we were protesting that this country, this world was in a shift. And if we didn't seize that moment and we let it get away from us, we may never get this again. There's people that are going to make damn sure that this never happens again. They're going to make sure that white folks don't stand up and march for black folks. They'll try to make damn sure of that. But what they won't do is make damn sure that a black man is not killed by the police, and that's a goddamn shame. They'll try to make damn sure of that. But what they won't do is make damn sure that a black man is not killed by the police, and that's a goddamn shame. That is a shame. Let's ask them. Hey, can y'all hear me? Okay. Since you guys know now that all over the world, people are fed up with African Americans being brutalized by the police, are you guys going to stop? Thank you for saying yes. I asked over there, nobody could say yes. If your partner is doing something wrong to somebody, are you going to speak out against him? See, because if they do that, they're breaking their own blue code. And if we break that blue code, we got something there. We got something there.
Sorry.
If they defund you guys, tell them to put that money in the goddamn schools. That's where it needs to go.
It is not an if, but it is a when. When we guys defund you. The funds will go towards resources like education, social work, mental health, homelessness.
I'm weird because like my family grew up.
It is happening. We will defund you. I promise you. We will. Every day we will be out here until you guys are defunded by 50%. And then we will not stop there. We will keep going. We will get more than 50%. That is a start. I promise all of you.
It's kind of a different feeling right now. I don't know. Maybe it's because there's less cops, but yeah, there's a tension for sure.
Yeah, Rick, we're about to be back.
I think y'all jumping out of it.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, we'll get you done if you want. Hey, Rick, we'll be back.
Yo, Peter, you dropped the brick.
All right, so let's see. What can we see from SDOT back there? They're still moving. Oh, wait. I see barricades being moved. Yeah, so they're still taking those away.
I'm so proud of y'all guys. Y'all so peaceful. Y'all so calm. The world is watching. Y'all are doing great. I am so impressed. Y'all not towing them. Y'all not doing nothing bad. Y'all not suing. Y'all not spitting on them. Y'all not throwing nothing at them. Y'all treating them with respect, and that's what y'all want back. Respect. I am so proud of y'all guys. I'm praying and hoping y'all can keep it up. I'm hoping it can stay peaceful because the world is watching. The world can see everything. If we get crazy and they have to do some bad tactics on us, the world gonna say, look at them. Look at them. So let's keep it peaceful and calm. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've said before. This is totally a war of public opinion. You know, it's in general, the way that this peaceful protest has worked has been, you know, I shouldn't say we, but I am part of the protest, so it doesn't matter anymore. Like we'll occupy a space with the idea that if you want to get rid of us, you're gonna have to use violence, and that proves the point, right? But I don't know. This morning, I don't know if did Amari get footage of the people getting forced out of their tents or anything?
I believe he was
there
out
some?
here at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, because I know he was the first one on the scene. Obviously, he has his studio place right there. But
I did see on the stream the police actually forced him off the block.
Oh, did they?
They made him go inside.
Really interesting. I wonder how much footage there was.
I got one more thing to say. I was just telling this gentleman, the way you defund the police department, I'm gonna show you another tactic. Just say, I'm a policeman. And just say you didn't do nothing. You didn't do one thing. And I come with a nightclub, a taser, I shove you, I hit you, I punch you, I trip you, I break your nose. I got attorneys. That's $1 million lawsuit. You want to defund them?
That shirt, though.
You didn't do nothing. You used no force. Now you win. You win. But the way you lose, you torn them. You pick at them. You throw stuff at them. You shoot things at them. You agitate them. Then they got a cause. They got a reasonable cause to hurt you. But if you don't do nothing, and you just standing, and they take that nightstick and crack your skull wide open, or break your face, $1 million lawsuit. Break your windpipe, $1 million lawsuit. $1 million. That's how you get defund them. Show them with respect. They're gonna show you respect. But if you torn them and you pick at them, like Zoe, my Rottweiler, if you torn them, keep torn them. Keep messing with them. They gonna come at you. My Rottweiler's coming at you. He gonna say, okay, you wanna play? Let's play. You wanna play? Let's play.
I think that most cops are not.
He gonna bite you. He gonna be like a walk waller. He's coming at you.
Turn around right now.
He's coming at you. He's coming at you. Don't you corner. He's coming at you. He's coming.
That's one of the reasons why I think that I know he is. What's going on with the police over here? Watch the police action.
If you don't bomb him, if you don't tease him,
Okay. Looks like the shift change.
but if you torn him and keep picking at him, and they come at you, because you keep torn them. So be calm, be peaceful. You win like that. You want to defend them? Let me show you how to defend them. Stay calm. No violence. If they touch you, if they push you, we got attorneys. We got attorneys. You got a lawsuit. You got a big lawsuit. Well, I was just standing there, and they just came and just brutalized me. We got a case. We got a case. Might be 50,000, might be 10,000, might be 100,000, depends on the injury. We got attorneys that will come and support y'all. I promise you. You don't torn them. You don't mess with them. If they mace you, if they hit you, if they tease you, you got a lawsuit. That's one of the other ways you can defund them. Trust me, y'all doing great. Keep up the good work.
Nice, Rick.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
I got a walk waller. Leave him alone. Don't taunt my walk waller. Zoe would tear your ass up. The nicest dog in the world. But you keep taunting them. Okay, you want to play? Oh, you want to play? Keep taunting them. They're the same. Same.
Damn, dude. Rick is always just preaching. You know, like, I think people see pictures of him and they don't live here, you know, and they see him, what do they call him, two-clip Rick? Because he's got two guns, yeah. I saw him with the third gun the other day. He upgraded a 3-clip Rick. But, you know, I think people see him and they're like, oh, look at that guy with all the guns. It's like, but he's constantly preaching, like, this mission of peace and, like, peaceful activism. He's constantly trying to de-escalate people down and say, don't let them, don't let anybody, agitators in, don't let anyone be violent. So, I mean,
I saw him actually giving a guided tour to some folks that wanted to come visit the shop the other day. And he was actually escorting them around and showing them Cal Anderson, the murals, the graffiti artwork.
yeah, we heard him, hold on a second. We heard him speak the other day about how he stopped a rape. He found some woman about to be raped by the basketball courts, and he pulled out his gun and fired a couple warning shots and saved her. The guy pulled up his pants and ran away. Or they apprehended him and took him. I think they said they took him somewhere far away and they just like dropped him off or something. But yeah, and then also personally, I mean, in the chop, it was pretty hectic, you know, as a streamer, as somebody with like walking around with a camera, and you know, even especially as like a white person, because people are constantly looking at you sideways, like, what side are you on? You never know, you know, as they should. They should be suspicious, you know, but Rick, even in the worst days when it was like kind of scary to walk around there, Rick was the person that you could always go to with security, and he was always like a friend of independent media. He was like, hey, don't fuck with these guys. They're trying to they're just trying to tell an honest story, that kind of thing. He understood, and I always felt safe when he was around. To be honest with you, I always felt safer when he was around than anything else. But hold on.
I can't say all cops are bad. That's like saying all white people are racist. You can't say all. But that's what she say. She won't listen. She ain't gonna listen. She ain't gonna listen. She's an agitator.
What am I listening to? I'm an agitator.
She's just an agitator. She's just a pig. I'm gonna keep picking.
I think that it's our responsibility to listen to black voices.
Accountability. I saw a woman get arrested this morning. She was sitting down. She was chanting, I am peacefully protesting. I am peacefully protesting. She clearly had some mental health issues. You guys picked her up and you arrested her. Why? She was peacefully protesting. She was telling you guys she was peacefully protesting. And you guys still use excessive force. It is not okay.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Watch them. Watch them. Watch the agitation. Here they come. You got a boo here, and you got an excessive force here, right? Here they come.
What have
Watch.
I sold
Watch. Here they come.
This is what I sold.
Here they come. Watch them. Here they come.
Sold.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Start your agitating. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. Yeah, go ahead. Do your booing. Do your agitating. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep doing it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Agitate. Go ahead. Agitate. Go ahead. Go for it. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. Who you here for? Black Lives Matter? If you're here with Black Lives Matter, we want peace.
Peace system, so that everyone feels safe walking the streets. That is why we are here, because Black Lives Matter. And you guys, the police, have shown time and time and time and time and time again that they don't. And they do. So we will be out here every fucking day to tell you guys Black Lives Matter. Native lives matter. People fucking matter. Get rid of your fucking biases.
I know, right?
It is not enough to stand up there and think to yourself, I would never do that. You need to be anti-racist. Hold each other accountable. Maybe you wouldn't do it, but there are people among you that will. So hold them accountable so that we can all feel safe.
Yes. Accountability to each other and to the public. Accountability for your own actions. We saw you earlier. You were not being provoked. No one was breaking the law. We are allowed to peacefully protest. If our peaceful protest makes you feel threatened, then maybe you need to take some more training. We are not threatening you. We are here exercising our constitutional rights. You are supposed to be protecting those constitutional rights. I shouldn't have to be telling you this.
Revolution happened during Independence Day weekend. Yeah, V. Gilbert 150. I think that's kind of why this. I mean, if you notice the streamers before, everybody kind of sensed something was going down this week. If you saw the streamception yesterday, like we were all out here. It's almost like you have this like sense something was happening, but they totally they caught everybody by surprise this morning.
They have degrees in criminal justice and social.
So.
Work in AK.
So one day I don't bring a hat. Well, I had like a beanie, but.
Somebody said SPN is down right now. I guess nobody's multi-streaming.
Oh, bummer.
Or maybe that was earlier. I don't know if that's now.
I mean, I was watching it before I got here.
Okay. It must be up. revolutions all over the country. Did they arrest anyone in the area? I've heard 31
plus however many they arrested down there.
Okay, 31 plus however many they just did. So, I mean, man, do you know if that 31 was the people that were in the tents, or okay, we got another camera blocker going on right here.
That was a while ago. I don't know what that was exactly.
SPN is up. Okay, thank you for that clarification. 23 arrested last count. So we're switching bikes now. I guess everybody gets their own bike. That seat has been through some stuff right there. You can see this seat is torn. But oh, thank you for the clarification, Uma.
The majority of this group is at least wearing masks.
Okay, so it does look like they are listening to the feedback from the general public. This group is masked up. Makes me feel happy to see. Yeah, because Chop was getting a lot of flack for masks, and so Mr. Ned Flanders. Is that from Simpsons? I guess that would be a Ned Flanders kind of comment. It is from Simpsons. Okay. How come you feel it is embarrassing to our nation, Mr. Ned Flanders? Looks like we got another wave of bikers. I don't know if this is a shift release or a transfer. They're moving around.
Disturbance in Mud Bay on Broadway.
Disturbance in what?
At Mud Bay on Broadway on the police scanner.
Oh, right now?
That's what it says.
You want me to head out there?
It's like super minor. I think they said white female. So
White female, okay.
I'm sure nothing will come.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, out here at least it's relatively peaceful. I don't know how it is on 10th and East Pine Street. The energy down there just got a switch flipped down there. So,
I can use a friend.
yeah, down on East Pine Street at 10th, things flipped. Somebody got tackled. Somebody got targeted and tackled by the police. Wow, there's a lot of police officers on bikes up here. I'm not sure, is this a shift change or what? But man, there's a lot more right now.
He's coming back.
So much buffering when I'm watching on my phone. Appreciate your dedication to the protesters. Thank you. You should be thanking Brad Fox. He's on the front lines. I just come in and come out, but he's like day in, day out. Converge Media, concrete reporting. Okay, now we got a Seattle police vehicle. First vehicle we've seen out in this area in a long time. So you got a car out here now. Why should we have all these dudes stealing internet and utilities from any city? Also, did you know during those days they never paid a cent in taxes? Why are they above us taxpayers? Ned Flanders, I mean, I could see and hear your frustration from that. That would make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a hard thing with, I guess, protests and all of that is, I don't think anybody really planned this to go down the way it did, but that is the whole point of occupied protests is, I mean, physically, it's almost like a form of boycott, but I mean, it's been relatively peaceful overall. I know there has been things that went down.
SPD is now giving Converge a final warning to stop broadcasting or face arrest.
Okay, so for those that are, let's see if I can get that. So Converge Media.
Let me bring the photo up because there's some.
Okay, Converge Media is getting a final warning to stop broadcasting or receive arrest. So
that's as of 2 minutes ago.
For those that have been following, Converge Media has been at the forefront of all of this. Man, this is really hard to see. Okay, here we go. So.
You can it's Amari's tweet.
Okay. So Amari with Converge Media, Mayor Jenny is telling Amari and Converge Media to stop live streaming. So now live streamers are being I guess, targeted, and so they've said if he doesn't stop live streaming, he will be arrested. Which kind of then puts in the question for most of the remaining live streamers. You kind of have to wonder, like, you know, if a live streamer is just a regular person walking by, you know, can you shut them down? And if they took down Converge Media, I would imagine, you know, that's where you're now seeing this side of things. You're only seeing what that Cairo 7 group or Fox News or CNN, you're only seeing what they're curating. You're not seeing kind of what is happening in real time. Has your volume on their coverage. Okay, thank you all day, CK. So Seattle Parks and Recs, that's mayhem right there. So Riot Kitchen right there. So Riot Kitchen is saying they need to get in there. If anybody has followed us, recently added to their story. Yeah, okay. Getting ready to take somebody. Yeah, it kind of feels like a matter of time before they try to get somebody. So Riot Kitchen is pulling in their truck. For those of you that saw our interview with Mayhem, she is in the car right now. Riot Kitchen is moving into 12th and East Pine Street. First, Arkakara. Ned, your answer got censored. Sorry for the long answer. No, it's okay, Ned. I didn't catch the answer. Oh no, I see that. Why should we have these Lucille and the internet utilities? I already got that one. They've arrested half the people who actually instigate the protests and disobedience. We worry about the cost of bikes. Who will be paying to clean up Clay Anderson, the mess Broadway 12th? So I'm not sure what this interaction is here. We're kind of.
I'm sorry. Do you have any sort of? We're just trying to respect access to people who don't live or have business in the area. Tyler, Eddie.
Thank you for that. Sarah wants a cookie.
Do you have an idea of something that live down there?
Why are messages getting censored? I don't know. Two streamers were specifically hit by cops in Seattle yesterday. Oh my god. This is not good. Seeing that order from the mayor, media people are exempt. The clearings are exempt.
It'll come up. Just give it a second. Maybe we have to get a little closer. Eventually. Or not, you know.
Or you've got the one defective phone.
Or not.
Yeah.
I just got this certain phone that doesn't want to do
it's
it.
It's that phone that doesn't work.
Every single person that's worked for it. But you can just go to like Facebook, Twitch,
Periscope, YouTube,
any of them, and just type in concrete reporting. It's pretty easy to remember. Concrete.
Have you guys been doing 24-hour? Or?
We did like 16 hours yesterday. We've been out here. We got home for an hour. We met back up. We've been out here since about 5:30 this morning, 6 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So as best we can, but
I didn't see you guys yesterday.
Oh, we were out here. Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, we were everywhere. Yeah.
Although, look, Brooks is back.
I call a spade a spade.
But what I realized though is that we've been streaming so consistently, and the fact that Kate is taking all of our full videos and like dating them and putting on YouTube in consecutive order.
Yeah.
We should have a pretty damn good timeline of everything that's happened so far.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, just because we've been so fucking consistent. So
yeah. So yeah, you can check it out, man. We've got right now probably a couple thousand. We've got several thousand viewers from all over the world right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
you guys are just here locally in Seattle, or have you guys gone other places too?
For now, yeah. I've done some coverage in LA. We've got people that are.
New York.
We're building. Yeah, we're building a platform right now. So we've got people in Florida, New York, Kentucky, people that are all over that are trying to get a part of what we're doing. And we're building kind of like a live stream nation. Really, is what we got going. So we're building the platform right now, developing it, but.
I do want to say, humor. Yeah, I know, right? Well, a lot of them actually are wearing masks. Actually, all the ones, the majority of the ones in this line are.
Hostility, yes, towards police officers that don't care about public safety, and they care about a power trip. You know, it's a lot of the same guys that were in the army that.
Some of the cops are wearing yellow masks. There's a team in another intersection where.
Became police officers. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody. There are some damn. Pardon my language.
That's what I'm. I'm going to try and ask when the person here is done asking him questions.
I mean, obviously, I've never dealt with you in a situation where you know, where your discretion needed to be addressed, but the way you handle yourself, I appreciate officers like you. So anyway, I just want to say, if I come at you and I seem a little bit riled up, I apologize. I am. There's a lot going on. So okay, cool. Hey, thank you, officer. And I would shake your hand, but I really appreciate you. All right.
Hello. I was just wondering, what does your patch mean?
Seattle's like the second most protested city in the country next to Washington, D.C. And a friend of mine thought that they very often will watch protests, but they just thought it would be, they just wanted to give it to me. They saw it.
Tuesday. Okay, just for this?
Yeah, just for this.
And you came
We're coming down and like just praying for people and releasing peace on them and stuff like that because it gets real escalated fast. You know what I mean?
Did you see what happened here earlier?
Oh yeah. That's why we're
just
how
like quick it goes.
we took that Rick guy. We were just praying for him, like calming him down and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because when it starts getting like chaotic, man, that's when bad stuff starts happening.
And then all it takes is one thing to spark it off, and you already got to hide. These guys are already kind of on edge. Some of them, and then you have the rest of them that are just, this is a day in the park for them, you know, eating panini sandwiches and hanging out on the line. But
right.
Out here, though, on this side, we've seen it go from 0 to 1,000 in a spark of nothing. I mean, someone lights a firework off, or someone revs their engine too loud, or peels out. Next thing you know, people are running, and before long, you got fights breaking out, gunshots. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys, man. I just want to find out where I can
Thank you very much.
watch
Yeah, man.
it and stuff.
Yeah, if you really want to see it from the beginning, I mean, I know that we've met in the middle, but yeah, concrete reporting, you'll find it all there.
It's like probably like 100 hours now.
Oh yeah. But the timeline's there. You could chronologically go through it.
Yeah. It was crazy because I said Tuesday, but we came in Sunday night. We came down. And like we were here until like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then right after we left is when that whole thing went down with the kid.
Were you with a pretty large group of guys?
Yeah. When we first walked in, they thought we were like
8 dudes.
Yeah, they were like.
These are the guys.
Yep.
We were doing coverage on the corner with the artist that got pulled out here with the harmonium. Yep. The harmonium. We were over there talking to and we kind of looked over and we saw you guys walking right around the barricades, and we all saw. We were like,
I am a talker. I'm a
Fair enough. Will you tell me more about hostage negotiation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do. I'm a talker, but I can't. I don't lose my mind. I don't scream ever. Ask my wife. Because there's nothing that you can't say in normal tone of voice that changes when you scream it. Well, anything I think like for instance, one of my favorite human beings that ever lived was Martin Luther King Jr. Class. Never raised his voice, and he faced it. In a suit and tie, he faced it. He was beautiful at his time. Gandhi moved the English Empire. He moved the British Empire without ever raising his voice, screaming. He moved the British Empire. That's amazing. Soft-spoken, gentle, kind, loving man. Powerful. Who's moved it? Yeah. No one man has ever moved the British Empire. Gandhi did it.
But just going back to
Luther King, what he did 50 years ago. You look at the changes in this country in the 50s. It's amazing. It's amazing. And he did that. And he did it in a suit and tie, and women next to him in their Sunday best. And they walked quietly, and they were.
Oh yeah. So going back to the point that you just said, where in your own words, you said that there's no instance in which screaming is going to help something that couldn't be said in a calm voice. So in the instance of George Floyd having a knee on his neck, you're saying that even then, him trying to raise his voice isn't justified?
No, what I'm saying is that the gentleman that was on his neck was wrong on every level and wasn't going to be moved. Mm-hmm. He was broken.
Okay.
In my opinion, he was broken. He was a bad apple, and clearly what he was doing, what he was capable of doing shows that, in my opinion. So I don't know any police officer that is justified in any way, shape, or form what happened to George Floyd. Not a single one. And they're happy that the officer is in jail.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
We gotta go grocery shopping.
Can I get somebody that got a timer on my hip, please?
Well, that sure was an interesting conversation, wasn't it?
No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! When I say his name, I want you guys to say it loud first.
Just yeah, T. Whaler, and his badge number is written on duct tape on that live, so that's there if somebody wants to put it up. Anyways, looking at what's developing here, it does seem like more bodies on the ground would be helpful on Pine and Broadway. So if anyone wants to come down, it looks like we're trying to get critical mass here for Mark.
Don't let them shut you down. Oh, I'm gonna let them shut me down. Yeah, I mean, a lot of cameras, but if live streamers are threatened with being arrested, you'll slowly start seeing kind of one
on Pine and Broadway.
And so, well, I guess I've now been acronymed to LB13. I guess I can now go by LB13 or Lucky. Brad's having his breakfast lunch here. This is what it looks like when you work hard. You got it's that chocolate peanut butter and a cup of coffee from Mighty O Donuts. I feel like Kids Get Murdered got lost in the shuffle when it shouldn't. BLT, I don't think it's got lost. Yeah, everybody's trying to cover everything so much. I mean, we're gonna see a recap of everything. I'm not sure if I agree with this dude with the microphone here, but I don't think it's the place for it. Yeah, he's definitely wanting to be heard, and he is. It's just it adds to this layer to this whole thing right now. You're welcome, Zippity. Glad you're able to find the clip. That will keep you healthy. Junk food. What is your IP? So, did you guys make your way down to 10th and East Pine Street? Okay, because that's where a lot of the action is going to be right now. And if you'd like, if somebody can go to their Periscope, the Convo Couch, you can post the link of what happened on 10th and East Pine Street earlier today, for their viewers to understand why East Pine Street and 10th is where people are aggregating right now.
Do you know what's going to happen there?
So I don't know what is going to happen, but we're not really sure. I mean, I'm surprised that people aren't up here, because this is kind of the East Precinct is kind of the highlight of all this. It seems like what happened down there was almost like a diversion, and it worked very well. Can we do an interview? Maybe you might want to get Brad right there. Let's see, Brad, are you comfortable doing an interview right now? I'll watch your camera. Okay. So that's how I swerved away. I'm on internship status, so.
Oh, I've got you. All right.
So we're live at
This is how you swerve from responsibility, guys. Watching Brad's camera, right? Watching Brad's camera. We got independent media coming from LA, interviewing Brad.
Wow!
So, my phone's about to die, guys. My phone is out of battery. If somebody could put a call to field charge, or somebody out here with a battery, I can live stream for a couple more hours before I gotta bounce, but otherwise I am out of juice.
And describe to people just how corrupt the city is. Because it's not going to get any worse.
if Field Charge is here, one of those battery packs would be nice right now. Or if anybody else got
Amari has been threatened with arrest
maybe Brad has. I don't want to ask
if he
Brad for
does
that.
not stop broadcasting.
All problem cause and effect.
Are they live on YouTube? This couch crew is on Periscope.
We don't want to solve problems. All we want to do is be creating a problem.
If anybody sees any other live streamers, if they got an extra battery pack,
Lives matter. No. All lives matter. No. All lives matter. Black lives matter.
I am at a juice.
Now nobody wants to hear the real word. I mean, nobody really wants to solve a problem. We don't want to solve problems on this earth. We want to keep creating problems.
You got,
You know?
I don't see green television out here. Oh no, there is that green television? Yeah, but I don't know green television like that to ask if they got a spare battery pack that I could bid back to them. I'll bring a pack down. Yeah, thank you, Field Charge. I'll hang out here. I'm not sure how much battery my phone's got left, but my external battery is drained. Is at, if you can see here, is at 0.
20 years.
So
20 years talking about
I've been needing to invest in an extra battery pack. I wasn't sure how long I'd be live streaming for. They're watering and spraying and sanitizing the streets right now.
To solve homelessness.
Keeping my other charging for later. Hey, Field Charge, when you bring yours down, I can exchange you my battery, and then check at church or green television. Yeah, green television's right here. I don't know green television enough to be like, hey, can I borrow your battery pack? Unless one of you guys know and can like shoot in their comments. So yeah, they got the water pressure truck kind of scraping the
Anyway, back
the
to
whole
the
thing
subject.
now.
Sorry.
The microphone.
Anyway, back to the subject at hand.
What that
I've
candle in
spent
the
20
back of the
years going to
SUV.
homeless meetings, 20 years in this